Welcome to the Explainer. You know, every website has an engine running it behind the scenes. And that engine, well, that's what we call a content management system, or a CMS for short. And let me tell you, picking the right one is a huge deal. It's the difference between flying down the highway and being totally stuck in traffic.
So let me ask you something. Does updating your website feel like a total chore? You know, that feeling when you have to call a developer just to change a tiny bit of text or, say, add a new promotion? Yeah, if that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. But here's the good news. That frustration, it's not a requirement. There is a much, much better way to run your website.
All right, so here's what we're going to cover in this explainer. First, we'll tackle the modern website problem. Then we'll introduce the solution, the CMS itself, your new control panel. After that, we'll dive into 4 game-changing benefits. Then we get practical with choosing and making the switch. And finally, we'll give you a super simple maintenance plan. Sound good? Let's jump in.
All right, section 1, the modern website problem. This is so true. Why yesterday's website just doesn't cut it today. I mean, the digital world moves at lightning speed, right? And a website that was great a few years back can easily become the biggest bottleneck in your business right now.
And these frustrations, oh man, we hear about these all the time. Like you've got this awesome new promotion ready to go, but getting it on the site takes forever. Or you spot a simple typo and you have to file a support ticket just to get it fixed. All this delay, it's not just annoying, it costs you real opportunities and makes your brand feel inconsistent and honestly, a little out of date.
Okay, enough with the problems. What's the fix for all this? Well, that brings us to our next section. The solution is something called a content management system, or CMS. Let's break down exactly what that means for you.
So, at its very core, a content management system, or CMS, is basically the software that powers your website. The key thing to understand is that it separates your content, your text, your images, your products, from the actual design and code of the site. What does that mean for you? It means you can jump in and edit all that stuff super easily without ever having to worry about breaking the whole website. And the best part? Absolutely no coding required.
Here's the best way to think about it. A CMS is like the dashboard for your entire website. It literally puts you in the driver's seat. You get simple, easy-to-use controls to steer your online presence exactly where you want it to go. You're in charge now. Okay, this is where it gets really, really good. Let's talk about the 4 game-changing benefits of a CMS and how it can totally move the needle for your business.
4 of them, and trust me, each one of these is a really big deal. Okay, benefit number 1, publishing fast and staying consistent. Imagine this, one single login to update everything, your business hours, a new blog post, anything. But the real magic, the secret sauce, it's these things called reusable blocks. You can create a perfectly branded testimonial or a call to action just once, and then bam, drop it onto any page you want. So cool. Plus, you can assign different roles to your team members, like author or editor, so they can help out without you having to worry about them accidentally breaking something.
All right, benefit number 2, and this is a huge one for getting found online, built-in SEO control. Just look at the difference here. Before a CMS, you often get these messy, kind of nonsensical URLs that search engines, frankly, do not like. But after, you get to create clean, keyword-rich URLs that tell Google exactly what your page is about, like your.site/services/local SEO. Much better, right? And on top of that, you get easy access to edit things like your meta titles and descriptions. That's the text that actually shows up in the Google search results. Super important.
Benefit number 3 is all about peace of mind. We're talking security and updates, but without the panic. So here's the deal. Keeping a site secure means keeping it updated. That's non-negotiable. A good CMS makes this so simple with just one-click updates for the main software and any plugins you're using. And what if an update goes wrong? We've all been there. No big deal. You can just roll back to a previous version from an automated backup. It totally takes the fear out of website maintenance. And finally, benefit number 4, integrations that save you a ton of time. Think of your CMS as the central hub that connects to all your other business tools. You can automatically send your contact form submissions straight to your CRM. You can add a full e-commerce store. You can link up your marketing tools. All of this happens in minutes, and it automates tasks that used to be a huge manual headache. Okay, so maybe you're thinking, I'm in, this sounds great. But what's the next step? Well, let's get practical. It's time to talk about choosing a CMS and actually making the switch. So when you look out there, you're going to see 3 big names that pop up all the time: WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal.
Now, let me just cut to the chase. For the vast majority of small and medium-sized businesses, WordPress is going to be your best bet. It has a massive library of plugins for anything you can imagine, and it's really easy to learn. Joomla, it's a solid choice if you have really advanced needs for user permissions, or maybe if you need a multilingual site right out of the box. And Drupal, well, that's the big one. It's typically for huge, complex enterprise-level sites that have a developer or even a whole team on retainer.
So yeah, the bottom line is this. Don't overcomplicate it. For most of us, WordPress just hits that perfect sweet spot. It's got the best mix of flexibility, affordability, and that huge plugin ecosystem. It really is the platform you can grow with. Okay, so what if you're currently on a platform like Wix or Squarespace and you want to move? Here's the basic process. First, you got to take an inventory of all your content. Then you choose a good, lightweight theme and pick out your essential plugins for things like SEO, security, and forms. You'll rebuild your core pages, and then comes the most critical step, and please don't skip this one, mapping all of your old URLs to your new ones. This is so important for protecting your search rankings. And then, of course, you test everything and launch. All right, you've made the switch, you're on your new CMS. The work isn't totally over, but trust me, it gets a whole lot easier. So let's wrap up with a simple maintenance plan to keep your new website healthy. And I really mean light touch. This plan is totally manageable, and it does not require a huge time commitment. So, weekly, just take a few minutes to update your plugins and check your forms. Monthly, spend about an hour posting a blog and just peeking at your analytics. And then quarterly, maybe spend a couple of hours refreshing a landing page or testing your site speed. That's it. This simple routine prevents so many problems and keeps your site growing. Okay, this all sounds pretty great, right? But I bet you still have a couple of questions nagging you. Let's tackle them right now. First up, the big one. Will a CMS slow down my site? And the answer is a very clear no, as long as you're smart about it. See, performance isn't really about the CMS itself. It's about how you use it. If you choose a lightweight theme, use something called caching, compress your images, and avoid bloated plugins, you can have a website that is both incredibly powerful and super fast. Okay, next FAQ. And this one's just as important. Are CMS websites secure? I mean, you hear about popular platforms like WordPress being a target, right? Yes, they are absolutely secure, but with one really critical condition. They have to be kept updated. The truth is, the vast majority of security problems don't come from some deep flaw in the system. They come from simple human error, like forgetting to update plugins or using a weak password. Both of those things are completely preventable with that simple maintenance plan we just walked through.
So we'll end with this question for you to think about. Choosing a CMS, it's not just about solving the frustrations you have today, it's about building a foundation that can scale and grow with your business for years to come. So the real question you should be asking is, are you building on a platform that you're just going to outgrow?